"And what said the abbé?" asked Athos. "That a nobleman whom he did not know had wished to take charge of it, had answered for its future, and had taken it away. That was true. Ah, I see, that nobleman was you, it was his father. Hush, do not speak so loud. Madame, he is there. He is there, my son, the son of Marie Mitchin, but I must see him instantly. Take care." "Madame," said Athos, for he knows neither his father nor his mother, "you have kept the secret, you have brought him to see me, thinking to make me happy." "Oh, thanks, sir, thanks," cried Madame de Chevreuse, seizing his hand and trying to put it to her lips. "You have a noble heart. I bring him to you." "Madame," said Athos, withdrawing his hand, "hoping that in your turn you will do something for him. Till now I have watched over his education, and I have made him, I hope, an accomplished gentleman, but I am now obliged to return to the dangerous and wandering life of party faction. Tomorrow I plunge into an adventurous affair in which I may be killed, then it will devolve on you to push him on in that world where he is called on to occupy a place." "Rest assured," cried the Duchess, "I shall do what I can. I have but little influence now, but all that I have shall most assuredly be his. As to his title and fortune, as to that, madame, I have made over to him the estate of Bragelonne, my inheritance, which will give him 10,000 francs a year, and the title of Vicomte. Upon my soul, monsieur," said the Duchess, "you are a true nobleman, but I am eager to see our young Vicomte. Where is he?" "There, in the salon. I will have him come in, if you really wish it." Athos moved toward the door. The Duchess held him back. "Is he handsome?" she asked. Athos smiled. "He resembles his mother." So he opened the door and beckoned the young man in. The Duchess could not restrain a cry of joy on seeing so handsome a young cavalier, so far surpassing all that her maternal pride had been able to conceive. "Vicomte, come here," said Athos. "The Duchess permits you to kiss her hand." The youth approached with his charming smile and his head bare, and kneeling down, kissed the hand of the Duchess de Chevreuse. "Sir," he said, turning to Athos, "was it not in compassion to my timidity that you told me that this lady was the Duchess de Chevreuse? And is she not the queen?" "No, Vicomte," said Madame de Chevreuse, taking his hand and making him sit near her, while she looked at him with eyes sparkling with pleasure. "No, unhappily, I am not the queen. If I were, I should do for you at once the most that you deserve. But let us see, whatever I may be," she added, hardly restraining herself, "let us see what profession you wish to follow." Athos, standing, looked at them both with indescribable pleasure. "Madame," answered the youth in his sweet voice, "it seems to me that there is only one career for a gentleman, that of the army. I have been brought up by Monsieur le Comte with the intention, I believe, of making me a soldier, and he gave me reason to hope that at Paris he would present me to some one who would recommend me to the favour of the prince. Yes, I understand it well. Personally, I am on bad terms with him, on account of the quarrels between Madame de Montbazin, my mother-in-law, and Madame de Longueville. But the Prince de Marsillac, yes, indeed, that's the right thing. The Prince de Marsillac, my old friend, will recommend our young friend to Madame de Longueville, who will give him a letter to her brother, the prince, who loves her too tenderly not to do what she wishes immediately. Well, that will do charmingly," said the count, "but may I beg that the greatest haste may be made, for I have reasons for wishing the Vicomte not to sleep longer than tomorrow night in Paris. Do you wish it known that you are interested about him, Monsieur le Comte? Better for him in future that he should be supposed never to have seen me." "Oh, sir," cried Raoul, "you know Bragelonne," said Athos. "I never speak without reflection." "Well, comte, I am going instantly," interrupted the duchess, to send for the Prince de Marsillac, who is happily in Paris just now. What are you going to do this evening?" "We intend to visit the Abbé Scarron, for whom I have a letter of introduction, and at whose house I expect to meet some of my friends. "'Tis well, I will go there also, for a few minutes," said the Duchess. "Do not quit his salon until you have seen me." Athos bowed and prepared to leave. "Well, Monsieur le Comte," said the Duchess, smiling, "does one leave so solemnly his old friends?" "Ah," murmured Athos, kissing her hand, "had I only sooner known that Marie Mitchin was so charming a creature!" And he withdrew, sighing.